You know that feeling, the one where the hours after you clock out just kind of evaporate? Well, what if I told you those hours could be your secret weapon for building wealth? Seriously, let's dive into how you can use your evenings to actually pave a real path to financial freedom.
Yeah, this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? That feeling of being completely wiped out after a long day, it is so real. And it's the reason we grab that pricey takeout instead of cooking, or, just doom scroll for hours instead of cracking open that book on investing we bought. It has this direct, almost invisible impact on our wallets. So this whole cycle, being tired, making not so great money choices, repeat, it actually has a name. It's called the post-work financial trap. And yeah, it's a trap. Let's break down exactly how this invisible force is costing you real, cold, hard cash.
Okay, so we usually think of that after-work burnout as just, lost time, right? But the real cost, it's financial. It is all about the missed opportunity, the chance you didn't take to learn that new skill, or to finally start that side project, or heck, just to get organized enough to feel like you're actually in control of your money.
All right, so this is the big mindset shift we're talking about. We've got to stop seeing our evenings as just recovery time from the 9 to 5. Instead, think of them as construction time for your future. This is your prime time, your golden opportunity to invest in the single most important asset you have, you. And where's the very first place to put that investment? Right here, in your mind. This means we're going to have to fundamentally change how we spend our evenings, shifting away from that passive consumption and into active, intentional growth.
Yeah, this whole idea is called intentional input. And what that really means is, instead of letting some algorithm on your phone decide what you see next, you get in the driver's seat. You decide what you're going to learn. Suddenly, every article you read, every podcast you listen to, it's not just killing time, it's a calculated investment in your own brain power.
So let's really look at the two paths your evening can take. On one side, you've got passive consumption. That's the mindless scrolling, the TV binge that leaves you feeling kind of empty. It just drains your energy and your potential. But then, on the other side, you have intentional input. These are high-value investments in yourself. The choice you make right here every single night directly impacts where you end up financially.
Okay, so once you start pouring all this great stuff into your mind, what's next? Well, the next step is to take all that new knowledge and forge it into your own unique asset, something that nobody else has, something that gives you a real financial edge.
Just think about this for a second. We live in a world where jobs can feel, a little shaky sometimes, right? But when you develop a unique skill, you have something that is truly 100% yours. It's an asset that can't be downsized, can't be automated away. It becomes your personal source of security and, financial power.
Okay, but let's talk brass tacks. How does this actually turn into money in your pockets? Well, that skill you're building in the evenings, it's not just some little hobby. It could become a profitable side hustle, or a full-blown consulting business, or maybe it's the one thing that gets you that huge promotion at your day job. You are literally building a bridge from your passion straight to profit. But here's the thing, you can have all the knowledge and all the skills in the world, but if you're too wiped out to actually use them, what's the point? And that brings us to a really critical piece of the puzzle that honestly, most people totally overlook: mastering your energy. We're all obsessed with time management, hacks, apps, the whole shebang. But energy management, that is the real unsung hero of financial success. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't make a huge, life-changing investment decision right after running a marathon, would you? Of course not. So why on earth would we do it at the end of a totally draining workday?
All right, I've got a simple 3-step experiment for you. You can literally try this tonight. It's called the post-work reset. Step 1, disconnect. Seriously, turn off the work email, silence the notifications. Step 2, reset. Take a 5-minute walk, put on one favorite song, whatever it takes to just clear your head. And then, and only then, step 3, refocus. Tackle one tiny, impactful financial task. It's all about creating that clean break, that deliberate transition.
Okay, quick question, and be honest with yourself. When are you at your absolute sharpest? Are you a morning person or a total night owl? Because your answer is the secret key to making all of this so much easier.
Look, trying to wrestle with your budget when your brain is fried is it's a recipe for disaster, or at least a lot of frustration. So if you're a morning person, use that quiet time before work to your advantage. If you're one of those people who gets a second wind after dinner, that's your golden hour. When you line up the tough stuff with your natural peak energy, it just flows. It's easier.
And trust me, you'll make much, much smarter decisions.
All right, last but definitely not least, we've arrived at the habit that is going to keep you in the game for the long haul. Think of this as the psychological engine that's going to power your motivation, especially when things feel tough.
It's a really simple but incredibly powerful shift in how you see things. It's called measuring progress backward. You know how we do it? We stand at the bottom of this huge mountain of our financial goals, we look up and we just feel completely overwhelmed. Well, this habit tells you to stop doing that. Instead, just for a moment, turn around and look at how far up the mountain you've already climbed. What this does is create a powerful, positive feedback loop for your brain. Did you pay down an extra $50 on your credit card this month? That is a victory. Did you say no to that impulse buy online? Victory. Celebrating these little wins is the fuel. It's what builds momentum and keeps you from just throwing in the towel.
And just look at what happens over time. In any one month, the progress might feel tiny, almost insignificant, right? But when you start to look backward, over a few months, you see it, a clear, undeniable upward trend. That right there, that is what building real momentum actually looks like.
And you know what? That's really what ties all of these habits together. Financial freedom doesn't just happen because of some lottery win or one massive life-altering event. No way. It's built. It's the result of consistent, small, intentional actions that compound on each other, day after day after day. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Let's forget about tomorrow, forget about next week. Just focus on right now. What is one small investment? We're talking reading one chapter, researching one online course, even just tackling one annoying bill. What is that one thing you are going to do for yourself tonight?